Hey guys, so this is a quick video. I just wanna talk to you guys about two PVE builds that I put together and also some tips for farming control points. So let's get right into it. So the first build is this one. I call it the AR rifle PVE build. Since I'm gonna be using rifle and assault rifle, the best specialization to actually is this is the sniper, the sharpshooter specialization, and essentially, I will be presenting you guys two PvE builds, right? In both cases, I'm gonna go over the talents that I think you by all means should have. This right here is the first build that I will recommend greatly for PvE, and the reason why is because it has the assault rifle, I mean the rifle on it. And the reason why I say this is because at the end, when you get to endgame, pretty much what you are gonna be doing probably for the next 40 hours is gonna be resume. It's gonna be reduced to farming the control points and probably doing some missions. So I find this build to be great because it gives you the rifle. The rifle is very good for PvE content because it hits hard and because most of the enemies, as you will see on the control points and probably in the missions, even though they rush you, they usually tend to stay in cover most of times. Um, the rifle is a weapon that actually allows you to spam shots to those NPCs in cover and actually hit them pretty often on the head. The damage is pretty high, very much compared to the one. I would say probably the closest that comes to it is the marksman rifle. But in that case, I find the rifle much more convenient because, again, as I said, allows you to spam those shots, right? So it doesn't really matter the talents that you got on the rifle, although I would recommend probably this one, the Ranger, and the reason is because you're gonna be from range, so you want the most out of your damage, right? So that's what I have on my rifle Ranger, and then the second um, weapon that I'm using, the secondary, is actually an assault rifle. It doesn't really matter the talents that it has. Probably strain would be a good talent to have, and that's a weapon that you use for those that are rushing you, right? So when you come and actually see the build, it's basically what you really need is one piece for each uh, of the two weapons that you're using. In this case, the rifle. I will have the Berserk um, chest piece. I guess it's very convenient, if you are using either an assault rifle or an SMG or a shotgun as your secondary weapon or even your primary weapon. But the point I'm trying to make is that in this case, for the first build that uses a rifle, you really want only one piece of it. In the case of the rifle, there is really no harm in doing either two or three pieces, just because the two pieces give you the total armor and then the three pieces give you the damage elites. Then again, I'm trying to stack as much bonus of armor and as much as damage elites as possible, right? So it doesn't really matter what other four pieces you use. I will just recommend just using at least these two pieces, right? One, overload armament for the 10% increased rifle damage, and then the other one being, the Fenris Group AB for the assault rifle damage, right? Um, if you can find this mask, I will also like highly recommend. It's I don't I don't know if it really only drops as the Wyvern War set, but look at that damage release that I have, right? I have 34% of the attribute, and then I have the hard hitting talent that gives me another 15%. So on the master alone, I have 49% damage to elites. So I would say for any PvE build that you put together, you wanna have both things, right? You wanna have damage elites, and you want to have armor. Now, in whatever build that you're also doing for PvE content, I would recommend two talents, and probably those are the two most important talents. I would say they're even more important than the actually Berserk talent. That is very strong for when you're using the SMG or the assault rifle or the shotgun, right? Um, and the reason why I recommend these two talents, one drops on the gloves and the other one comes on the knee pads, is actually clutch on the gloves because they both allow you to heal and to heal pretty strongly, I will say. So the clutch, for every critical hit that you give, you actually restore 15% of your health and 2% of your armor. So if you spec into crit chance and you have some crit chance on your build, you can actually benefit from this talent a lot. The other talent is the one underneath that is patience, right? And it's probably it synergizes pretty well with the gloves just because after you're in cover for some time, which of course you will be when you're doing PvE, you're gonna be healing the armor pretty rapidly. In other words, every 3 seconds you're in cover, your armor will repair 5% every second. So after the first 3 seconds, you start healing to the point that you spend 20 seconds in cover and you have full armor, basically, right? Um, so yeah, so I don't really want to go in detail for the build. I'm just gonna go over each piece so you can actually see what I have. It doesn't really matter, right? I would probably just recommend having again one of these two pieces, the overlord armament for the rifle damage, then the Fenris group for the assault rifle damage, right? The silent patience on the knee pads, and then the talent clutch on the gloves, right? Spec as much as you can in the crit chance so that you can actually benefit from the clutch talent. And then the rest of the gear, the other three pieces that you actually use, they can be pretty much anything. Of course, try to use those ones that will give you the best attributes. Like having cooldown reduction is pretty cool, right? Maybe this one is not really good for PvE. The fact that you have either health or hazard protection, and it's not really that nice, right? But for instance, I have a Gila guard. It's good because at least one piece gives me 5% total armor. That's pretty nice. And then I have this one that is the budget tough. The budget tough one piece is also pretty good. I will argue even that two pieces is pretty strong too because it gives you 15% armor percent back when you kill someone, right? So you can use either one or two pieces of the budget top. You can use one piece of Gila that gives you 5% of the armor. You can use even the Wyvern Wear because it gives you crit damage, right? And then I don't really know how much crit chance. I know I have 8.5% crit chance here, and I think um, I have another 2.5 here. So my crit chance is probably not very high. Because again, these are the pieces that I got, but I would really spec on crit chance so that you can benefit pretty strong from the gloves here, the clutch talents. Uh, so I would say for this particular specialization, I would recommend again the sharpshooter just because sharpshooter, when you go to the tree of the specialization, sharpshooter actually gives you 50% of that rifle damage, right? So you can get another 15% of damage on your rifle. Plus, having these perks up here, the quick reload, 30% increased reload speed, and then the 30% increased stability, those are very nice to have too. Plus the headshot, right? The 25% increased headshot. So, yeah, I will definitely recommend this build. Again, the most important thing of this build is that you can actually have a bunch of damage to elites, and you can actually engage in the long range with your rifle and do very substantial damage to NPCs that will be hiding cover for the longest time, right? So let me just quickly go here. You see pretty much all my talents. Most of them are really unlocked on YouTube. try to do that, especially for the talents in your rifle, which you really probably want Ranger on it. And again, what is it? I think I mentioned it here. The clutch talent on the gloves and the patience talents on your knee pads. Those are probably the two best talents to have in a PVE build because you can heal so fast, right? You can remain in cover and keep on healing. In terms of my perk, you can see here my crit chance is not very high. With the assault rifle, I have only 13%, but look at my down here. Look at my damage to elites, right? I have 71% damage to elites, and that's not probably the best. At one point, I have it close to 99%, which is close to 100%, right? But yeah, this is the build. I happen to have 185k armor. The health is not really important here. I will close by saying that try this build. It's really powerful. Okay. The other build is the AR LMB build, and of course for this build you really want uh, you know the demolitionist. Just because the demolitionist will give you the 15% increase on the LMG damage and will give you very good perks such as this one, the 5% damage to targets that are covered, and this one that is really nice. When you lose the armor, all your main weapons are refilled, so you don't have to worry about the slow reload on the LMG itself. This is a fun build to have on PvE. Again, as you will see here, I actually have the same two um, talents on both glove and clutch, right? And the knee pads, patience and clutch, right? Those are the two talents that you always have to have on any PvE activity that is kind of, I would say, challenging, right? You want to have those two things so you can actually heal pretty fast. Now, on this other build, I have this other talent, which is very nice on the holster, and that is that when you reload from empty, all weapons are reloaded. The filler up talent is very, very nice, especially with MGs, right? So that's why I have that one there. And again, I have LMG and I have an assault rifle, right? So I really want one piece at least of the picture of defense group for the LMG damage, and I want also one piece of the furnace group for the assault rifle damage. So one for the assault rifle on the chest, that happens to be the case, and one on the backpack, the petrol defense for the LMG damage. In this case, since you're gonna be rocking assault rifle, I would recommend for the chest also to have Berserk. You cannot go wrong with that. Just make sure that you can also have nice attributes here, such as bonus armor or weapon damage or even damage to elites. Those are good things to have on PvE content, right? Uh, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna just show you my stats, right? So I have harden for armor, damage to elites, clutch, and patience for healing. Filler up so that I don't have to reload the LMG most cases. And then for the weapons, I can go back, I guess, show you the weapon talents. So I have more healing here with my assault rifle, right? For the assault rifle, I have the skill that allows you to repair your armor 5% over 3 seconds when you're killing someone, and if you're killing with the headshot, the healing is actually faster. And then for the LMG, I have the Ranger, which is the same talent as before. So every 5 meters, I'm doing 2% more weapon damage. So yeah, so this will be the PvE build, the second PvE build. I think I don't want to stretch it too long. I think I said what I need to say, so you guys know. Um, yeah, and it all gets reduced to that. I actually like the other build a little bit more for PvE, and just because with the assault rifle, again, I have the rifle, which I find very convenient, very, very convenient for PvE. Because again, NPCs are taking cover. Um, the LMG main attribute, the LMG main attribute is actually damage out of cover, but you're not really benefiting from that if the NPC is staying in cover, right? So you'd rather probably have the rifle, so you can engage in the long distance and spam the shots more quickly and finish your mission faster. So I wrap that up here for the two PvE builds. Let me just uh, quickly go over the control points, and I'll be brief on that. But I find that people are doing a bunch of videos on control points, and I just wanted to pass on my experience. Right, it's just limited. Uh, that is still worth mentioning. So if you quickly come over here, right, and you're checking your maps, the first tip that I want to give you is you can actually see here, right? I have 62 out of 77 mods to craft. So that's not only weapon mods, right? And you can see here, I probably have one that I haven't crafted yet because I don't think I had the materials. So in like this one, right? The loud bands, 9 millimeters. So I don't even have the materials to craft that one. So all in all, I probably have 63 out of 77. That doesn't even account for the mods for your gear, which I happen to have 2 out of 2 here, right? So I have, so all in all, I will still need to farm. If I'm considering this, I'll still need to farm another 15 mods. Guys, this takes tremendous amount of time. It's so, I mean, it's so much time farming for the mods that I would recommend you guys before you do anything else. Try to get out of, out of this because, try to get this out of the way because the thing is that you want to enjoy your PvP, you want to enjoy your PvE, but you're not really enjoying it to the full. You're not really taking the full advantage of your experience if you don't have the right mods. And many of these mods give you damage to elite and crit chance or weapon damage or stuff like that. That they're actually good mods. It's not like the mods that you normally get on the side missions that will give you crappy talents, right? They will give you stability and then will take away crit chance. They will give you accuracy and they will take away, I don't know, weapon damage or stuff like that, right? So there are mods in here. There are not meant too many, but there are mods in here worth your time. So try to get this out of the way. Try to farm them all, at least the most important ones. I think the only one that I really care about at this point is the Sending magazine on the SMGs. One that gives you 11 bullets, takes away some of your stability. That one is still I'm left to farm. And again, there is a bunch of gear also that you get, right? The blueprints for the gears, which are probably very annoying to have now because you are really looking for this and you're getting this instead. But yeah, you get those tools, and I guess at some point they will come in handy, right? To have those. So quickly, since you need to farm that, right? Since you need to farm the control points, there are 2 tips that I want to give you. First, stop listening to those people that tell you to get 3 or 4 people to farm those. It's actually better if you find another person. Just 2, the 2 of you, and I guarantee you, if you have good builds enough to to stand up to and do your part, you will be fine being only the 2 of you. Don't do 3 people, don't do 4 people. To farm the control points, you actually only need 1 more person. And I will guarantee you that will go faster. It will be easier. Because the game scales depending on how many people is in your group. So don't do 3 people, don't do 4 people, do only 2. And the reason why I say 2, because it's more difficult. Right? It's more difficult to do only 1 person because you can die, you don't have that person that can assist you or anything like that. So take my word for it, do only 2. And then the other tip that I want to give you is It's not really worth, well, it would be 3 tips. I mean, even though this one, the second one I'm gonna give you, other people have said it, I just want to confirm it. It's not worth doing level 4 control points. Not worth your time. You are looking after the blueprints, right? You don't need loot. It's true that level 4 control points give you a lot of loot, but they will give you the same amount of loot that if you do 2 control 3 points instead of 1 control point level 4, right? In the time that it would take you to clear the level 4 control point, you could easily clear 2 level 3 control points, right? And the amount of loot for 2 control points level 3 is probably very similar to 1 level 4 control point. So don't do level 4 control points unless you want to challenge yourself, because they are more difficult. I think I've done like 3 of those out of, I don't know, 30 or so control points that I've done since I'm playing this game. So the third and final tip that I want to give you is, you see how there are activities linked to the control points? You only need 2 of those. And probably, or either 2 of level 1 to increase it to level 3, or only one activity if that activity is only level 2, right? So if that activity is level 2, it will take, when you finish that side activity, it will take the control point level 2 levels. So if you do one activity level 2, your control point will go to level 3. So what I would recommend is, since it is 2 of you, and if the side activities are actually level 1, which are the ones that happen more often, one of you go to one activity, side activity, the other guy in the group goes to the other activity. So you actually can do, can take the control point to level 3 much faster, right? So keep doing that, keep doing that, and yeah, that would be my second tip. So one tip being, don't do 3 guys, only 2 of you is enough. The second tip, important tip also, is when you're increasing the control point to level 3, one of you go to one activity at the same time that the other one is on the other activity, and that way you can level up the control point much faster, right? I guess, yeah, the other tip that I want to give you is, when you're doing this, it's like doing the missions and challenging, so make sure that the mods that you have are actually kind of damage elites. Like I have that one here. I don't have it here because obviously it's an LNG. I do sometimes preload it, even though I have that talent that says filler up. But for the assault rifle, you can see here that I have damage elites, 3 chance, damage elites, and then rounds. Ascended rounds, right? Plus 30 rounds. So yeah, I think I'm cutting this video here right now. I'll see you guys some other time with some other video. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, like it and subscribe. Okay, see you guys.